If you are a first time expecting twin mama to be and you are building your baby registry, hear me out, but you do not need two of everything. There's a few things that you're going to need two of, and then there are a few things that you're going to need the right version for being a twin mom. So first of all, hi, I'm Robin. I'm a twin mom of almost 6-year-old twins. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what I would buy again in a heartbeat and the things that I would skip if I was doing this all over again. And if you want exact links, I have organized everything for you in my Amazon store, which will be linked in the description below. So as a first-time twin mom, I spent hours researching what would I need, what should I put on my baby registry, and what was going to get me through at least the first year with the twins. So I'm going to break this video down into categories. We're going to do feeding, diapering, sleeping, bathing, getting out of the house, and in the house. So I will share in this video, what do you need two things of and what do you need just one of? All right, number one, we're gonna do feeding, and there's multiple ways that you can feed your babies, and I actually did all three, so I'm an expert in all three methods. There is breastfeeding, there is pumping, and then there is bottle feeding. So I'll cover all three. And one of the things that saved me in the beginning was having a breastfeeding cart that I could roll over to the couch. I spent the first few weeks kind of landlocked to the couch. Okay, so we'll start with breastfeeding. And I'll pop up pictures as much as I can in this video to show you exactly what I used. There was the My Breast Friend pillow. And so that was this massive pillow. It's not really easy to kind of maneuver around the house, but I left it on the couch and I would use that for any tandem feeds that I was able to do. And then there was also the boppy pillows. They're the U-shaped pillows. I'll pop up a picture. And we used this for everything from breastfeeding to just like putting the kids on them when they were tiny and not moving around yet. When I was breastfeeding, what was really easy to use was a haka. So I would use that when I was breastfeeding one baby at a time to capture any breast milk that was leaking from the other boob. It was also very instrumental in helping me with any clogged ducts. I dealt with a little bit of clogged ducts mastitis at one point, and putting Epsom salts in warm water in a haka, and then using that on the clogged breast was really great for relief. All right, so I also did combo feeding. So I had a breast pump. I think I had the Medela. And so I had that. So I had breast milk bags for saving milk. And then we bought bottles very early on because my son actually got some bottles in the hospital. So we bought and brought with us to the hospital the Como Tomo, the small ones. We graduated to the larger ones eventually. So we loved the Como Tomo, and we also loved the Boon. These are two silicone options, which we thought were great. We didn't do the glass bottle option, which a lot of people do. It was just too heavy for us, and the silicone ones were ones that we were willing to accept. So with combo feeding, and if you're storing breast milk, you're gonna need a bottle warmer, and you're gonna need a bottle drying rack. We actually had a bottle sanitizer, but we found out very quickly that your dishwasher washes things at quite high temperatures. And so we just put the bottles in the top rack of the dishwasher, and then sometimes we would put them on the bottle drying rack to dry, so it was easy to grab and fill up, whether we were using breast milk or formula. So if you're formula feeding, because I was not producing enough milk, I've talked about my traumatic birth story, but I was not producing enough milk, and so we needed to complement my breast milk with formula. So we purchased the Holly brand formula, and then we used a Baby Brez Up Pro, basically a Nespresso for making bottles. This was a lifesaver because you don't have to measure, you just dump the formula in the top, it measures for you, and you just press a button and boom, your bottle is made and it's warmed up as well. The only thing that you'll need the bottle warmer for is if you're combo feeding and actually using your breast milk and you need to warm that up. So don't forget about mom. In your breastfeeding cart, you're gonna want things like a massive water bottle because you need to stay hydrated. You're gonna want snacks, you're gonna want burp cloths, you're going to want extra onesies, and maybe even diapers and a changing pad so you can just change them right there on the couch beside you in between feeds. Don't forget wipes, and then you're gonna want great nursing bras. And then also, if you're struggling with breastfeeding, what was amazing was having nursing pads, nursing covers. I even bought the cold ones that you could put around your nipples that you threw in the freezer, but I found that cold cabbage was actually really helpful. Okay, let's move on to the sleeping category. There's several different options and you can decide what works best for you, but I find that most parents of twins will co-sleep at the beginning. So you can choose to put them in a bassinet beside the bed. There are really great twin options. We actually just co-slept the babies in between us, and that worked really well for us. And then when I graduated to sleeping on my own with the babies, I just slept them beside me in a large queen size bed. And then when you're ready to graduate to a nursery, we had cribs, organic mattresses. You're gonna need fitted sheets for over the mattresses. You don't need any cute blankets until much later on. You're going to want really great swaddles or swaddle sack. We had a great transition one that we had that actually had zippers that you could zip off the arms when they were ready to get their arms out. And then we loved the Halo sleep sack. So we used the fleece ones in the winter and the lighter cotton ones in the warmer months. You're gonna need a noise machine, and you're also gonna need baby monitors because as a first-time mom and a twin mom, you are going to be worried about them. So being able to have one on each crib. To be honest, our twins wanted to sleep beside each other. So we slept them in the same crib until they started rolling, and then we put them in separate cribs. So we did buy the 2 baby monitors, but we only needed 1 at the start. Okay, so if you want the full twin baby registry, baby must-haves are in my Amazon store if you want to easily check out all the products that I have linked there. And if this video is helping, would you mind liking and hitting subscribe so that I know that this is the type of content that you want to see on this channel? So I share realistic things about being a twin mom. I share healthy habits, productivity, and organization tips, as well as living well with MS. So that's what you can expect from me on this channel. All right, let's talk diapering. We had 2 different diaper areas. We had a pack and play with like a change table on top of it that we had in our living room. And then we had a diaper area in the nursery. So we had 2 different areas that we would change diapers. So then you're also gonna want wipes. I think we use Pampers Pure or Huggies Natural. You're gonna want a change table with different change covers. So this is where you actually need 2 of something. You're going to need 2 because when one gets dirty, you need to throw that in the wash and put on a fresh one. You're gonna need diaper cream and baby powder. So we use the doTERRA brand. We use that exclusively pretty much for the whole first year. And then we also use the Hello Bello baby powder because we liked the ingredients. So if you're catching on, I haven't really said anything, but we are a family of using lower tox or no tox options. So then depending on the type of diapers that you're using, whether you're using disposable or cloth, you're gonna need a diaper genie or you're gonna need a hamper of sorts if you're using cloth diapers. I thought I was gonna be a cloth diaper family, but there was no way with twins that I was doing cloth diapers. That was just beyond me. So we chose lower tox options in terms of diapers. Okay, so in terms of diapers, you're gonna want disposable or cloth options. From the disposable end, these were the ones that we used. This was, of course, 6 years ago. So I don't know what other options are out there, but we used Pampers Pure or Pampers Sensitive. We tried 7th generation. We also used Hello Bello for a while and then switched to Rascal and Friends. And to this day, we're still buying Rascal and Friends pull-ups for the twins overnight. All right, next up, we're gonna do bathing. So you're gonna need only 1 bathtub baby bath because you're going to do turns 1 at a time. You're going to need the infant bath that kind of converts into a toddler bath, and then something that we did as the kids got older is we actually put the twins in a laundry basket in the tub. This was before they were like really able to sit up, and they were too big for the toddler bath, so we put them in the laundry basket so they wouldn't like topple over in the bathtub. You are going to need 2 hooded towels because you are going to try to do bath time around the same time. So we would kind of hand one baby off. So one person would do bath time and then hand a clean baby off, and they would hand the dirty baby over. So you are going to want 2 hooded towels because their heads get cold too. We did purchase 1 cradle cap brush. So our son had cradle cap when he was little, and we only needed 1 of those brushes. You're going to want baby wash and baby lotion. And then we of course use the doTERRA brand exclusively, as I've been a wellness advocate for doTERRA for quite a while. All right, let's talk about getting out of the house, because getting out of the house is very important for twin parents, especially twin moms, because at the beginning you're going to feel like a milk machine and you want to be able to just get sunlight on your face and feel like you're not just stuck in the house all the time. So we used the Bugaboo donkey stroller, which is the side-by-side. I don't know if I would actually choose that again. We loved it, but it did not fit in every door, especially with the car seats on there. You would have to take one car seat off, push the stroller in and then put the one car seat back on. So it was a bit of a struggle. I bought a special organizer bag that I velcroed onto the handle that I could put like a water bottle, coffee cup in, and anything else that I needed for any walks that I would do. So based on the time of year and wherever you live in the world, you're gonna want different kind of covers. So we had rain covers when we lived on the West Coast because it was raining all the time. And then when we moved back to Canada, we bought kind of like the snugglies, like sleeping bags for winters when the kids were a little older. So this is when we transitioned from bassinet to the seated chair. You're gonna need car seats. You are gonna need 2 car seats, unfortunately. This is where, you know, there can be a hefty price tag, and then 2 car seat covers. These were great when the kids were small and they could sleep wherever we took them. So we would take the car seats to restaurants, out with friends, and just put the car seat covers over so that the kids could sleep wherever we were. And then the car seat covers also double as a nursing cover if you want some privacy. All right, you're gonna need a diaper bag. You only need 1. So depending on which parent is tackling taking the kids out, we actually got a very masculine diaper bag because my husband was very involved with the kids. So we purchased a tactical baby diaper bag, which was great. It's very utility focused. And then we also bought tactical baby carriers for when my husband and I were taking the kids out together. I have talked about having a mini monkey on my social media, but I would not actually recommend it. It's very hard on the back. I commend any twin mom that is able to actually do it. There's other twin carriers where you wear one on the front, one on the back. It was just logistically really hard for me. So it wasn't just something, I would rather put them in the stroller than try to carry them. And then we also had a very soft structured. So my daughter loved being against our chest. We actually had a doula come in. So she would just like strap my daughter to her chest in the soft baby carrier and then put my son in the swing. And so he would love the swing. She loved being strapped to you. And so we only had 1 soft carrier. I have seen twin moms use the soft carriers for both babies. That was not possible for me, especially as they got a lot bigger. But that is a great option if one of your twins love being carried. If they both love being carried, then this is where you might want to look at the options for the twin carriers. Okay, so in the house, I thought I was gonna need 2 swings, 2 bouncers. We were gifted 1 of each. And this was actually great because we tried them out and we discovered that my daughter hated both. My son loved both. And so we just kept the 1. My daughter just always wanted to be strapped to somebody's chest. You're gonna need an electric nail file, the one that basically looks like a sander. It's kind of scary to use at first. And then when you get the hang of it, it's amazing. And we used that up until the kids were, you know, quite big as toddlers. All right, you're gonna wanna prepare for teething. So you're gonna wanna get some kind of like bandanas, bibs for when they start teething. And then you're gonna want those teething rings that you can put in the freezer so that they can chew on something cold. And then I think it's called Itsy Ritzy, but they had these little gloves so you could put one on a hand and then it had a silicone kind of chew toy on the end of it. So the kids could put it in their mouth when they were teething. If you opt for pacifiers, we loved the silicone ones. We had a bunch of different options. My son loved them because he was bottle fed early on. And so he actually took to them quite easily. Our daughter hated them, so we didn't actually use them with her at all. And then we had some homeopathic medicine on hand in case of anything. So we had one for colic, we had one for teething, one for colds, one for fevers. And then we also had liquid vitamin D on hand, which we gave to the babes from the start. All right, so that is all encompassing what I would buy again if I was being a twin mom all over again. So if you found this video useful, would you please like and subscribe? And if you are a twin mom to be, just know that you are doing a great job. You are educating yourself. You will figure this out as you go along. Building a registry can feel really overwhelming, but hopefully this has kind of broken it down step by step so you don't feel too overwhelmed. Okay, so tell me in the comments one thing that you're having a hard time narrowing down on, and maybe I can help talk it through with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for being here. Now go and live well, and we'll see you in the next video.